Well, it's great to be sitting here with you, Ken Thomas. You're an amazing man of God, and I'm just so thankful for you. And you and Norma were like some of the first people ever to Rolling Hills. I mean, we're meeting in the apartment clubhouse, and you came with your family when we had 15 people. You had 2 kids. I mean, there's Nathan and Anna. I mean, just think about, they were the first 2 kids ever at Rolling Hills. And all that God has done has been incredible, you know?
It's been amazing to think about that. And even just being here this week and seeing all that God is doing through Rolling Hills Community Church is just mind-boggling to think about.
Ken, you man had this vision then to, we do a 3-on-3 basketball tournament and reach our community for Christ, and talk about that whole journey.
We said, let's do a basketball tournament. And we did. We did it in Cool Springs, and it was so much fun. But after doing that for several years and being a part of Rolling Hills Community Church, God led Norma and I and Gabe and Allison, who are also a part of Rolling Hills, to branch out and to start a nonprofit called Connect Ministries that would be focused on helping the church meet new people. And so in a very real way, Rolling Hills Community Church is the organization, the church that really sent us out. There'll be camps in 13 different states this summer. There'll be 6,000 campers that will attend camp this year in 36 different communities, working with probably just over 100 different churches.
There's also all these college students, these Connect leaders that are here. How many students do you have leading out all over?
There's about 80 summer staff that work with Connect camps during the summer, and they're from, literally coast to coast. It's inspiring to me to see how God is raising up new leadership in His church. And so if you're listening today and you have a college student, hey, encourage them to come to Connect camps, because we'll develop them and lead them and give them opportunity to grow in their walk with Christ, and ultimately find themselves back in a local church in the fall, where we're encouraging them to serve not just during the summer, but all year long.
We're talking about legacy today. And what's amazing to me is you think about that young boy that you dropped off at our apartment, at Rolling Hills. Tell us about what happened to him and tell us about his story.
Well, Nathan was that young boy who we dropped off. Man, we're just super proud of the young man that he is and who he's becoming. And it's a privilege that I get to work with him now.
Here's Nathan, and here he is leading the camp. He is the camp director. Nate, we're just so proud of you, and what God's done in your life. And we want you to know you've got a whole church that loves you and believes in you. And just tell us about your experience about leading and Connect and what God's doing this summer.
Yeah, I've always wanted to work camp. A couple summers ago, I worked for the first time, and I was like, maybe I want to work camp for a really, really long time. So I just took it one step at a time, and just was where the Lord wanted me to be that summer as a rec director, and now serving as a camp director. And it's been so special to be back here at Rolling Hills. I was going to run an errand and passed the place where I went to camp for the first time, and it just kind of reminded me of why I do camp. And that is for the campers like me who just need a little bit more engagement outside to meet Jesus. And so it's been really cool just to see that story play out over and over again this summer, and even more special to see it here.
What is your prayer for camp and for all these kids that you're leading right now?
Yeah, well, I kind of see it 2 sides. One, we want to help families get involved in the life of a local church. That's why we go to 36 cities across the country. But second, as a camp director, I care for my staff. And so I want to see them be leaders in the church whenever they go back in the fall. And so that's something that we're talking about a lot right now. This is kind of just like, we're in training. We are serving every day, and we're serving campers every day, so that whenever we go back to our communities that we all come from, we can do that again at our school and in the churches back home.
Sitting here next to your son and watching him be the leader and the man that he is, what do you think about when you think about legacy?
For Nathan, one of the things that I've shared with him for a long time is that I want him to be the person that God has made him to be. I'm going to do the very best I can do to model Christ, but I'm not perfect. He can't look to me for perfection, but he can look to the Father for perfection. And if I can help him continue to think about his relationship with the Lord, then that would be a legacy that I would be certainly proud of if I could leave that legacy with him.
Ken, if I could just ask you, you were there in the beginning, 15 people, apartment clubhouse, your family, and now where God's brought the church today. What would your prayer be for us today?
Well, my prayer for Rolling Hills Community Church, which will always be a special church for Norma and I and our family, would be that it stay on mission. It stay on mission. God has done unbelievable work through Rolling Hills Community Church. It's mind-blowing. And I think that's how God has continued to honor and bless Rolling Hills Community Church, because it stayed on mission about reaching people with the message of Christ. And my prayer for the church, don't lose sight of the mission, because the mission is what has gotten it this far and will continue it into the future.
Well, we want you to know, as a church, we're so proud of both of you guys and what God's doing through you, through Connect, through your family, to impact this whole country for Christ. And God's doing a mighty work, and we're praying for you, we're cheering you on, and just so proud to serve God with you. Nathan, we're so proud of you, from that little boy in the apartment clubhouse to the man you are today. And God's gonna do amazing things through you.